batteries. All right, batteries. The prepared man needs to have, you need to have your batteries in order. You need to have batteries. There's so many things that run on them, from our flashlights to radios to on and on and on. And for me, my battery situation was always a bit chaotic. There were some in the freezer, there were some in the junk drawer, there were some in my truck, there were some in an emergency kit somewhere, but I never really knew what I had. And what I'd find is my wife would say, hey, do you have a AA, or do you have this? Sometimes I didn't have it and I hadn't reordered them because I didn't know where I was at. So what's going to be changing, and it's not only the batteries, is that we're going to go system by system. We're going to get a way that we can inventory stuff, that we can take a quick look at it and be done and not worry about it anymore, and know when we need to reorder. In addition to that, it's going to be an economical, safe way to store this stuff where you're not going to worry about lead and acid leaking out, and I'll show you some tricks that are going to save you a ton of money. So when I looked at my batteries, I got all my batteries together and all my devices, and I made some hard decisions. Like if I had any freak weird stuff that took weird batteries, it's out of here. I'm paring it down to a very select type of battery. Primary, the number one, the bread and butter, is going to be the rechargeable AA's. Yeah, I know they're not the most efficient, but they're ubiquitous, they are readily available, and I just like them. All my EDC flashlights and all those things, I'm getting rid of a lot of that stuff. Whoops. That's the problem with this OLED. It's always on in my pocket. And going to the AA batteries. So we've got AA's. Also, I'm not going to give up on the big ones, the 18650s, because they're just so good for some of the larger weapons lights and the really, really bright flashlights. We live on a big piece of property, and we'll hear the dogs will start barking, and we have something far away. This isn't going to get it done. We need to have a serious light, and serious lights run out to 2650. So I am going to keep these in my system because they are really good. I'm also going to be keeping in my system the CR123s, and the only reason that I'm keeping those is because of Surefire. I like Surefire lights, and that's the only one that I depend on for a bedside gun. I know there's a lot of arguments that people say, well, these are good and those are good. It has not been my experience. I've tried the cheaper, lesser lights, and they always they don't work when you need them. And so CR123s are going to be in the system for that. I'm not going to use them for EDC lights. I'm not going to use them for shop lights. It's just for those dedicated lights. I'll change them out annually, and so we're going to keep those. Now, these are the old school here, you know, the D's and the C cells. I can't speak for you, but for me, I don't hardly have anything that runs off of these anymore, and so I'm not going to keep them. And that's what's so cool about these these deals here. These are just little receptacles. What you do, of course, you've all seen these, right, is you drop it, they receive a AA. Well, of course, you know, they're not as powerful as a dedicated D battery, but they get you by in a pinch, because it seems to me that I only need one in a pinch. You know, someone has a toy, or maybe we have a strange clock that takes these things, or some old-fashioned stuff. It's good enough for me. I just rarely ever come across them. And the same thing with the C batteries. I think the C batteries, the only thing that we have that runs off of those, are maybe a clock or two. I slip a rechargeable and a AA in there, and I'm good. So that way, with these simple inserts, we can rule out, we don't have to stock and carry those old-fashioned batteries. Okay, so storage, I've come up with two ways. I've tried lots of different things, and you're gonna love these. Have you seen these things? What this is that this is an ammo case made for the size that you want. Is the 500 Smith & Wesson, I believe. And I will put these battery cases in my Amazon store at wranglermart.com. It'll be linked down below where you can get them, and they're cheap. You can get them on Amazon, you can get them in Midway, you can get them at Brownells. They're like $4 or $5. They're made in USA, and they are just awesome, awesome quality. If you look, a lot of those battery holders and storage deals you get, sometimes you get free ones with batteries. They have they don't have a proper hinge on there, and when you open and close them a few times, the hinge breaks off, and they're terrible. These hold 50, and you can even get these that hold 100 batteries, and they hold them securely. Another thing I really like is that they're isolated, so we've got little dividers in there. These non-rechargeable, just your regular alkaline batteries, you'll always get one that wants to bleed, or to bleed out acid. And if the batteries are all touching, it jumps from battery to battery to battery, and you take batteries out of storage, 10 years they're saying you should be able to get for these, and half of them are all corroded. This way, if you do get one that's starting to corrode, it's going to be isolated in its own little container right there, and you're not going to spoil the whole lot. So you can get these in different sizes. So the perfect one is the AA for the 500 Smith & Wesson, and they're stackable. Did I mention that? So they've got little cleats on the bottom, so you can have them there, you can stack them, and you just wait. I have a storage deal coming, it's not here yet, that we're going to put all of our stuff, like this type of thing, where we can open the gate, it's going to be secured, look inside, get a mental inventory, have everything in one place so we can just get a handle on things, because there's just too much junk in our life. So the stackable aspect is nice. This one here is what I'm going to keep the AAAs in. These are AAA alkalines as well, and this is, I believe, the 223 case for ammunition right there. And if you tip them upside down, they won't come out of their moorings there. Again, just like the big one, they're isolated and different colors. Also, don't buy these things in the same colors. Get different colors, because I color code all my batteries, so at a glance I know what they are. The blue boxes are going to be AA. The translucent, brown gray color is going to be AAA. My other way that I store batteries are these aviation deals. These were developed for pilots to carry batteries on a plane securely in a way that they wouldn't bounce around and make contact and cause trouble. These are awesome too. I really, really like these, and I use these for my rechargeables because I use rechargeable batteries a lot because of camera work. I use it on camera gear, I use the rechargeables on audio equipment. I am constantly dealing with batteries and rechargeable batteries, and so this is the way that I carry them. AA's are orange, 9 volts. I don't use them too much anymore. The old microphones took 9 volts, but I will keep maybe 3 of these 9 volts for smoke detectors and things are going to be yellow. CR123s are going to be red, and so on and so forth. So whatever batteries you need when if you buy these things, just make sure you get it standardized so that when you can look at them, whenever I see this in a pack or in my camera bag, I know that's a AA right there. Okay, now rechargeable versus alkaline. Same with these. These are going to be we don't need to cover that. Y'all know that. All right, let's get to the dirty little secret. The dirty little secret is this. I have been doing photography for a long time, videography for a long time, and I have learned a thing or two about rechargeable batteries. And what I have found is that the best ones, without a doubt, the best ones, I don't care what anyone says, I've tried them all, are the Eneloop, the Black Pros. Problem with these things is that they are expensive. Very expensive. You can see that, it's an investment to buy a set of Pros like this. I justify buying the Pros for me because it's the tools of my trade. Audio equipment's got to work, and if I'm down a long ways away from the shop, I have got to have batteries that can last long enough, and I'm not going to lose audio. I can shoot all day, and if I don't have audio, everything is lost. The whole day is lost. So I have chosen to go with the Pros. The next step down is the whites, and they're significantly less money. These are both Eneloop. The Pros are black. They have a little bit higher storage, and then these little guys here, the main ones, are the white ones. These are very good too, just not quite the capacity. But that brings us to the secret. The secret is, and I can't verify this 100%, but I believe this with all my heart and soul, that Eneloop is making the Amazon Basics batteries and branding them under Amazon. Because what I have been using them, and they are identical in every way. I believe, seems to me, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that this battery, the Eneloop, and the Amazon are exactly the same thing, and these are a fraction of the price. Let's break down what the difference is as far as the value and the cost of these. Let's break it down. What's the value? Which one do you want to get and why? Okay, so we're going to talk about AA's here. I did the math for you, so you don't have to do it. Okay, I don't have a AA Eneloop, but we're going to pretend that that's one, or an Amazon right there. We're going to pretend that. This is our price point right here. A AA Pro, and this was as of an hour ago on Amazon. This battery costs $4. Yeah, that's a lot of money for a battery. $4. When you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 12 batteries. 12 times $4. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's a big chunk of money right there. You gotta have to work all day to pay for that. Is that what you need? Is that what the common guy needs? No, I would say no. The difference between this one, the Pro, and the standard in price, $4, $2.75. So it's pretty significant. What's the performance difference? Well, according to the manufacturer, these are 2,500 milliamp hours for the Pro, and the standard white ones, the Envelopes, are 2,000. So it's not insignificant, but is it important? Is it important enough to justify that huge price difference? I say no, unless you're a professional. Unless you're a professional and you really need to get the most out of batteries, then yes, it may be. But for the common guy, no. I would say we roll these out $4 a piece. Those are expensive. $2.75. It's still kind of expensive, isn't it? But it gets better. Okay, so then let's take a look at the Amazon Basics. Now we're going to pretend this is a AA here. Stick with me. I have been testing these together. I don't have one right here. I just didn't grab the case, and I cannot tell any difference. Can I tell the difference between these two? Yep, I get a little bit longer time, maybe an extra hour on my microphone, hour and a half, and that to me makes it worth it. But if it weren't for that, I wouldn't look at them. They're too expensive. So both of these, the specs are 2,000 milliamp hours. What's the price difference? $2.75 each. How about for the Amazon Basics, $1.56? I believe it's the exact same battery. And when you get into the AAAs with these are just under, right at $1 a piece, and the Envelopes for the AAAs are $2.75. So you can essentially have almost 3 to 1 of these, which I believe, in my opinion, are the same battery. So which one do you want to get? Well, you want to get the Amazon Basics. All right, there's one caveat though, and this isn't scientific, but I do have this gut feeling. They come in two colors. There's a black one and a white one. The price is the difference. If you go on and you look at them, there's black or white. You know, it's hard to know. The white ones seem to last longer. I don't know why, but get the white ones, because the black ones don't seem to last as long. It's just been my experience, and I use a ton of these. So once you get your batteries, now you're set. You've got your AAA and your AA rechargeables, and you can run pretty much anything you want to do. You can run your big D's, you can run your C's, and you're good. And you want a charger too. So don't waste money on those fancy chargers. I bought all of those chargers. I've got I think I've got 8 of these things. And the sweet thing about it, these are the Panasonic. So Sanyo originally owned Envelope, I believe, or designed it, and then Panasonic bought it, so it's kind of the same company. These are the best chargers. And the cool thing about it is they have specials on all the time where you can buy the pack of battery, and for just a couple dollars more, they throw in the charger. And what's cool about these chargers is they do both. And they charge individually. Some batteries, sometimes those chargers will charge like 2 at a time. These each have their own LED light, and if you just want to charge 1 at a time, you can do that. The cool part is you can also charge the AAAs in them. They go in there like that, so you can charge, and you can charge them at the same time. So you can mix and match, and these are great chargers. They've got the flip-out plug. They're easy to travel with, no cords, no nonsense. I've used them for years and years and years, and I've never ever had one go bad. They're just wonderful little chargers. So that is the system. That's the setup right there. Yeah.